Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Coffee with Kim and Hills. Hey.
Hi.
How was your weekend?
It was great. It was a little bit relaxing, which was nice. We just kind of hung out, nothing too exciting.
Amazing.
What about yours?
I went to Miami.
Ooh.
I know, it was a big deal. It was my first nights away from my daughter since she was born, which means
Over a year.
It's been over a year. So it was a little surreal, and it wasn't long enough for me to fully be able to relax.
Yeah.
You know, it was it was weird, but we did sleep 12 hours straight that first night.
That's so nice.
I mean, I could have just slept the whole time, honestly. We could have just booked a hotel next to our house and stayed there and slept the whole time.
Yeah, but then you're still you're so close, so you're like, oh, but I could just pop
That's very
in.
true. I probably would have.
It is smart. I think it's a smart move to take at least a plane ride or a long car drive away so that you aren't tempted by that.
I did keep calling my mom, though.
Yeah.
You okay? She okay? What's going on over there?
Yeah.
But it would
Could
really
you just text me some updates so that I don't have to do this? Thanks.
feel free to send me some pictures.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Anytime.
Every 15 minutes on the dot, no big deal.
Truly.
It's fine.
But she would get so upset when she would see us on FaceTime. I think it's kind of confusing to her. And so I wasn't even able to see her on FaceTime because she'd start screaming. So I was like, okay, just let it go. This is good for you. You need to let go. And so, yeah, it was interesting to see what that feels like, that separation anxiety that you get as a mom.
Yeah. I realize that when both my husband and I are away, we don't FaceTime with our daughter.
Yeah.
But when it's one of us that's away, it's fine. But even still, 4 years later, it's just too much of she's missing too many people.
Yeah.
And so it's just too hard for her.
Yeah.
I'd rather it be harder on me.
Right.
When we're gone than it be harder on her. So I think that's a good choice. And you have to learn that. Every kid's different.
I definitely learned it. I was like, what's wrong? It's me. I was like, oh, I guess this is kind of weird, isn't it? I'm on a little screen hey. But it was good. We did the beach. My husband is so sunburnt. It's so funny. He can't help himself, I'm telling you right now. And he's Turkish and Italian. It doesn't make sense, but
that's what SPF is for.
That is
especially that first sun after the winter time.
Oh, we were the whitest people on that beach, let me tell you. It was a sad sight. Yes, we were blinding everyone on the beach, basically. All right, well, let's dive into hot topics. And let's start with a fun one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Fun/disturbing. Is TikTok helping or hurting our skin? And this is from fashion.
This is from the Wall Street Journal, their fashion section. Yes.
This is from the fashion section of the Wall Street Journal. Excuse me. Okay, so skincare videos on TikTok have gotten more than 80 billion views.
Yep. I'm not surprised.
But the thing is that these people aren't dermatologists. It's just basically anybody.
Most people are not, yes. There's skinfluencers. Some of these people are just regular people. Some of them are other influencers from other platforms. And then there's a few dermatologists who have actually gotten on the platform.
To debunk.
Yes, exactly.
I thought what was kind of scary is that a lot of these people take advantage of the algorithm. So they try and use shock factor, maybe by creating their own, skincare regimen, like putting bologna on your face.
Okay, you want to know the funny thing about that one?
Are you gonna say it's real?
No, but it's not a real thing. You don't need to put bologna on your face like Yaya Young. That's who did that phenomenon and went viral. But Oscar Mayer saw it, and they came out with a sheet mask that looks like bologna.
Oh, that's funny.
To make fun of it. It actually has hydrating skincare routine ingredients
that's
in it, but
funny.
it looks like bologna on your face, which is what she did.
I'd buy that just to be funny.
Which is hilarious. They came out with that right before Christmas, and it completely sold out. And so now you can buy it, it was $7, which is normal sheet mask pricing, and now you can buy it on eBay for $36.
But the scary thing is there's some people that are just pulling out that slice of bologna and whacking it on their face.
Yeah, hard pass on that. My favorite was the Candy Cane and Conversations Hearts DIY mask. I don't know what candy is literally doing for your face. Like, I don't know what that's going to do for your skincare, your anti-aging regimen, your anti-clogging pores. Like, just eat them. I don't think you need to put it on your face.
Also, when it comes to candy, we know that we eat it anyway, but we know that it's not good for our insides. So why would it be good for our outsides? It's kind of like, okay. I thought the using personal lubricant as a moisturizer, that's a choice.
Well, there's definitely been, and it hasn't just been TikTok, but there's definitely been the last few years, it feels like it comes around every so often.
Yeah.
People using Preparation H for their under eyes because it does tighten the skin.
Oh.
But again, and they go into this in the article that these products are not made to be used on your facial skin.
Right.
They have ingredients in them that probably shouldn't be
On your skin.
on your facial skin. And
Right.
so there's lots of products out there that are a great way, like just use those. Just use those.
Right. Go to the skin section of the store, right?
But I think that it's interesting, and I think that how crazy this phenomenon on TikTok has gotten is just so indicative of the marketing platform and the shock value platform that TikTok is.
Yeah.
There was a quote in there that said, anyone can declare themselves an expert. You can say whatever you want, and your voice carries the same 30-second video weight as someone who might hold a doctorate in that subject.
Yep.
And I mean, it's true for all social media, right? But especially it feels like TikTok because it's so quick and so instantaneous and such a new platform that they aren't really policing it yet for false advertising or whatnot.
I wonder if that's going to start happening.
I would imagine.
I mean, because companies are also reaping the benefits of these people with major followings. So if someone is, coming on and they have a big following and they're saying, oh, I really love this product, and they're tagging that product, that company will oftentimes, contact, that TikTok or Instagram influencer and say, hey, do you want a partnership with us?
Right.
And, you give your viewers a discount code, and however many people punch in that discount code, you'll get a portion of the sale.
Yeah.
And that's what you keep seeing. And then you're kind of wondering how legitimate the person's connection is actually with that product. And the whole thing, to me, I always am a little skeptical. I'm like, do you really like that product? Or are you getting paid for that?
It's almost like Yelp reviews too.
Yeah.
Make sure you're reading multiple Yelp reviews because the first 5, the first 10 probably don't give an accurate view of the restaurant or wherever you're going.
Yep.
You have to kind of sift through because most people who write reviews are either really excited about the place and had a great experience, or maybe got something free, or had a really bad experience and they're just salty about it. So you have to take the good and the bad with it.
My husband and I always laugh about that. We're like, who has time to write reviews?
Seriously.
I mean, no judgment.
Tell me how you have time to write reviews.
Yeah, exactly.
One of the interesting things, and I think this goes back to any marketing platform like we were talking about, one of the other quotes that I really liked in this article was, there is so much content on this app that you will find stuff to support any murky nonsense you want, says Ranelyn Hirsch, who is a dermatologist from Massachusetts. Now, I think that this applies not only to skincare, but I think it applies to anything that you're learning off the internet, specifically learning off of social media.
Right.
So there are a lot of people giving financial advice on TikTok as well.
What are they called?
Finfluencers.
What?
We've got skinfluencers and finfluencers. And I think, especially when you're looking at social media, whether it's a finfluencer or a skinfluencer, and they're giving you advice.
Yeah.
Just make sure that you're getting it from somebody who knows what they're talking about.
Right.
Do they have experience in this realm?
I mean, they
is
don't
it one
have
of the
to put up-
dermatologists?
Right.
Then fine.
But they don't have to put up their credentials, right? They could
don't.
just start creating little videos that are oh, here are some tips and tricks for this and this and this. And then if they get enough of a following, people might start, taking that advice and applying it to their lives and finding out that maybe it wasn't the best.
Right. And I think similar to skincare and a lot of the skincare trends that are being shown on TikTok, some of this advice is super benign and probably very it's easy to follow and
Hopefully harmless.
But there are some things that might not apply to you and might only apply to this person, especially when it comes to financial advice. So you really should kind of do your due diligence when you're following somebody and following exactly what they're putting out there on social media to the letter.
Yep. And this it covers so many, I mean, because it is so true. You can basically type in anything and there's going to be somebody that can, that markets themselves as an expert in basically anything.
Right.
You collect Furbies. I don't know what made me think of
that. Be a toy expert? I don't.
Furbies? I haven't even thought of
influencer.
I haven't even thought of a Furby in so long. Wasn't that from the 90s or something?
Yes, I think so.
Tamagotchis? I don't know.
Those are coming back.
Oh, that's exciting. They're probably going to be so futuristic now.
I have a Tamagotchi. It's called My Child.
Yes.
I actually
seriously.
have to keep her alive.
I know, now it's just funny to think that that was something I wanted to do.
Right.
I'm like, what? All right, well, we're going to take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back with more hot topics and hot coffee. Welcome back. Okay, now we are going to talk about how part-time retirement programs are on the rise. This is also from the Wall Street Journal. So, there are phased retirement programs which allow workers nearing retirement to cut back on their hours while keeping pay and benefits. I thought this was a really cool transition into retirement rather than just cutting the cord.
Yeah, cold turkey, you're out.
Because there has to be some psychological ramifications to that.
Yeah, I think, well, first of all, I didn't know that this was a thing, and it's still
No, it was officially a thing.
Yeah, officially a thing, and I think it's still a smaller and growing benefit that some companies are providing. I think it's an interesting benefit that companies are now providing, and even more companies have pivoted into this because of the pandemic and how many more people have retired in the last 2 years than expected. In the US alone, an additional 2.6 million people have retired, more than was anticipated of the last 2 years.
Right.
So it's definitely creating, we all know that the job market's pretty tight right now, but that's part of it.
Right.
And so 38% of companies worldwide carry this kind of benefit now, versus only 17.2% in 2019.
Right. Well, and they were talking about how there's some benefits to it as well because the person that has been working there and knows, how this company runs, they sort of slowly phase out which then gives them time to fully train someone else to come in and replace them.
Yeah.
So there's some, benefits as well, just strategically.
Yeah. I think it's a really strategic way to actually kind of phase people out and move people in. You're not losing the brain drain of these older people with more seasoned ideas and knowledge. And then, you get to train somebody to basically take into your role. Yeah, they'll probably do it differently, but at least it's not this hard and fast, you're out and the company completely loses all the knowledge that retiring person has with them.
Yeah. Well, and you also see, I think we've actually talked about this before on the show, how so many people who end up retiring end up getting part-time jobs just because they feel like they're at a standstill, suddenly it's there's all these hours in the day and what am I going to do with my life? And you're like, well, I still want to do something.
Yes.
So to have that opportunity to stay in, the career that you've been working in your whole life, but just cutting back, that would already feel like such a weight lifted off your shoulders of just responsibility. If you're going from 40-hour week to a 20-hour week, And
I think it's interesting. It's a good way to transition people out, but also I think it was interesting the different ways that different companies are handling this. To your point, some people are going to a 20-hour work week, and some companies are just offering basically you can consult at the company or do contract work at the company, but still keep your health benefits, some of your retirement benefits, and your pay just might be reduced or just changed depending on how much you're working, which kind of feels like a win-win for both sides of the coin.
Right, it does. It's funny because my mother-in-law, who's from England, actually, so I don't know if they have anything that's called a phased out that they have that specifically, but I know that within the last year, she's cut back to part-time. And she works at the doctor's office and she is at the front desk and she works now half the amount of time.
Yeah.
But I don't know I wonder how that works there. I need to talk to her about it and find out, and I'm going to get back to you because I wonder if it's like specifically something that they offer, as you're nearing retirement or how that worked, or if she was just said, hey, can I work?
Yeah. And I think it seems like every company is kind of taking an individualized approach to how it works best for their business. So, but what's really great is not only are you not losing your benefits that you've worked hard for, but also there's psychological benefits to not cutting off work cold turkey. To your point earlier, keeping your mind busy during retirement actually keeps people living longer. There's definitely studies that have shown that the more active people are, the more social they are in retirement, people live longer.
Yeah, you need to stay physically and mentally active because if you just stop everything, your mind will go to mush.
Mm-hmm. That's what my mom told me when I was little.
That's the scientific. I'll be on TikTok giving advice later.
Exactly.
Your mind and body will go to mush. And then what? Okay, we're going to take another quick commercial break, but we will be right back to talk about the shows airing today on ROI TV. Welcome back, everyone. All right, today on Your Money, Your Wealth, Joe and Al discuss strategic tax planning. It's that time of year again, and there are many strategies you can use now and in the future to help you reduce your tax bill. So be sure to tune in. The discussion today on Life's Third Act will be about the tragic death of Zappos CEO Tony Hsieh. What are some of the things that led to his death and what he could have done to help with his billion-dollar estate? On ETF Stories, EMFQ gives insight into investing internationally, more specifically in emerging markets. This could be a growth piece for your portfolio or a great opportunity to diversify, so be sure to tune in. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Coffee with Kim and Hills. We will be back tomorrow, so be sure to tune in Tuesday morning. And please check out all of these shows on ROI TV. Tell us about all the platforms we're on.
On Roku, Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, as well as on your phone on our iOS or Android apps. And you can check us out now on Distro TV.
Hey. All right, well, thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you tomorrow.